Hello and welcome, my wonderful AJR fans out there. In this video, I'm going to do an honest review of The Dumb Song. Now, before we get started, of course, you should know that AJR is going to be releasing an album really soon, so there's a lot of news and updates to come. So if you're interested in getting more of that kind of content, definitely subscribe to this channel. And if you're just looking to continue the conversation a little bit more, I have a link to my Discord server in the description below. All right, so let me just run down how this video is going to go. I'm going to talk about the music part of the song, then I'm going to talk about the video aspect of the song, and I kind of wanted to keep those two separate conversations, mostly because I have pretty different opinions about the two, and I'd like to give each its respective grade and rating. But before we get into that, I just wanted to spend a moment of your time talking about this. If you haven't seen it yet, this is the fan-made version of The Dumb Song I made the Monday before the song was released. Now, first of all, I just wanted to say that it was super fun making this video and just kind of trying to envision how I thought the song might sound. Now, as far as accuracy goes, I'd say that I was able to understand and kind of predict what the structure of the song would sound like. But when it came to understanding the chord progressions and actually the key of the song, it got really complicated, and I definitely did not see that coming. But I'll explain that a little bit more when I talk about the song itself. Now, there was one aspect that I thought I was super spot on, and I just wanted to take a moment to brag about. Granted, there are a few different points in this song that constitute as this person being dumb, but here's what I had in my description compared to some of the lyrics. I said, "She broke up with you and called you dumb, and what was supposed to be a love song is now the dumb song." So if we go over to the lyrics, the opening line is, "You said with certainty I might be the dumbest person that you've ever seen," and in the middle of the song it says, "Too dumb for breaking up. I do it in person, but I'd probably mess it up, so they resort to texting." So I just thought that was kind of close to what the actual meaning of the song was, so I just wanted to mention that here. So again, if you'd like to listen to that here, but now we can move on to the actual reason why you're watching this video. All right, so here is my honest review and take on The Dumb Song, and like I said, I'm going to be starting off with the song itself, like musically, and then move on to the music video itself. So with this song, musically, I wanted to talk about some of the things that I absolutely loved about it, and two of these things include the instrumental break, the part that goes da 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 da, and then the verse. I think both of those are insanely catchy, and I find myself just humming them or just getting stuck in my head every day since this release. And I think AJR kind of realized how good both of these are because they use both of them in a ton of their teasers. I can't tell you how many times I heard that melody, the da 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 da, whether it was people singing it, whether it was at Horn Park, and to me that just really stuck. So kudos to them for making some incredible melodies with this song. I think that was the real big strong point of this song. However, my biggest issue with the song was the chorus. And I think a lot of this boils down to the fact that the verse and that instrumental part are both in the key of F, but the chorus is in C major. So to me, it was just a little hard to digest as a listener. Going from that verse to the chorus, it was just very abrupt. And I think the reason why I feel this way has a lot to do with the pre-chorus, because it has this like open G chord, and since we're coming from the key of F, it sounds like it should be a G minor chord, but then we go into C major, and G minor does not fit into C major, so it was, like I said, very jarring, and it just didn't flow as much as I wanted it to. And for me, I feel like the chorus should be the most important part and the most exciting part of the song, so the fact that I loved the verse and instrumental part more than the chorus just kind of threw me off a little. And honestly, this is me kind of just nitpicking a little bit because I really did enjoy the song. And if you're somebody who didn't notice that there was a key change or didn't notice that there was something funky going on, definitely let me know in the comments. Even if you're somebody who did notice it and couldn't really put your finger on it, I just kind of want to hear your opinion. Like, did it shape the way you listen to it? Did you find it kind of interesting, or some of the chords you're like, oh, that sounds kind of weird? Because yeah, you may not have dove into it and kind of just did a music analysis of it, but maybe there was something about the song where you're like, that's very interesting. It sounds different than normal AJR songs. But one important thing about this whole conversation is that I'm describing my first experience listening to this song. Obviously, after hearing it, I know that it's going to have this key change. I know that the chorus is going to be different than the verse. So on my second, third, fourth, 10th, 20th listen to this, I know to expect this key change. And to me, it's obviously less jarring. And because of that, I definitely think it gets better every time I listen to it. And if I were to give this an overall rating, I think I'm going to give it a B for now. I know a lot of people who actually said that this is their favorite AJR song now, and that's super cool because that means that AJR is trying something different and they're succeeding at it, which I just absolutely love. But yeah, like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comments below because I'm really curious to see if anyone else kind of felt the same way I did or had a different take on this song. I think over time, this song definitely has the ability to grow on me and get better with each listen, like I said. So that's everything I wanted to talk about the music itself. Now let's move on to the music video. And honestly, I don't have a ton to talk about with this video other than I freaking loved it so much. Like, I don't know what I was expecting from it, but crying in the middle of it definitely was not on the agenda. It was very like nostalgic and like a documentary style that not only worked for the song itself, but kind of just made it super relatable. As a musician who writes songs and tours, it was really nice to see someone at AJR's caliber go through the same experiences. And I think my favorite part of the video was at the very end when it said, it's now been a year and a half and AJR approves of the final mix. Because as a musician or artist or creative of any kind, you're always going to be your biggest critic. And sometimes hitting that button and saying, it's final, it's done, is the absolute hardest thing. And I seriously just feel so much for anyone who's into mixing and mastering music because getting that final okay from the band is sometimes like pulling teeth. And when I was watching this video, it definitely felt like a journey. It definitely felt like you were going on this timeline with AJR. And overall, definitely enhanced the song, which I feel is like the most important part about a music video. You want it to enhance what you're listening to. And it was just like super rewarding at the end when it says AJR approves of the final mix and you're currently listening to that final mix. So yeah, my overall rating of the song, the grade I'm going to give it is definitely an A. Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite AJR videos. And the fact that it's just so simple, but so effective is kudos to you, AJR. But that is pretty much everything I wanted to say in this video. I guess my only knock on the video is that I think like 3 or 4 or 5 hours before they released it, they released like this visualizer, which kind of confused me because like I feel like it took away a little bit of the hype and experience of the actual video, but I mean that's just me complaining about something so small. But hey, if you're watching this video and you liked it, definitely give it a thumbs up. And like I said, AJR is going to be releasing a lot more content super soon, which means I'm going to be releasing a lot more content super soon, so definitely subscribe if you haven't yet. And of course, let me know your thoughts, whether that's in the comments below or in the Discord server, which again is linked in the description. But thank you so very much for watching to the very end here. I appreciate you, and I'll see you again in the next video.